Hey, good morning, everybody. Mike and Steve here, and welcome to the Ankerstar Wealth Morning Show. I am super excited to have Mike on here for the first time. We got kind of a fun show for you today because you know what? It's Valentine's Day. So make sure you're doing all the right things at home for whatever Valentine's Day means for you today. But Mike's prepared a fun little topic to inflation and Valentine's Day that's going to kick things off. Then Mike's going to talk about a couple of what he calls the ego stocks. If you've been listening into my former shows, we've been talking about those. Ego stands for exponential growth opportunity. So again, taking what kind of has been our core large tech focus for Ankerstar Wealth for a number of years, and now looking for those next layer opportunities, most of which are in the tech world. So we're going to debut two of those today, and it could be more excited. But before we start, remember this is a financial education presentation, so you have to do your own due diligence on anything you hear in this presentation, including those two stocks, before you take action on them. If you want more disclaimer information, check out anchorstarwealth.com. So with that, let's get started. Mike, welcome aboard, and over to you for your first topic.
Fantastic. Thank you. And I'm glad to be here. So I thought I would give a reminder to everyone that today is Valentine's Day. So if you're just realizing that right now, you might have to run and get some things done before date night tonight. But I thought I would share the effect of inflation on Valentine's Day. So uh, what I'd like to show is the 2023 pricing and the effect of inflation on different components into 2024. Now, this is not a reason to cancel your date, but just understand that it is slightly more expensive this year. So if you look at roses, flowers, 3% inflation rate, uh, going to get your hair done, probably not as much for the guys. I know my haircuts aren't $168, but up over 5%. Transportation is actually about break even, although car insurance is up significantly. Eating out, definitely up, unless you're a great cook at home, prices aren't as bad. And movies and a bottle of wine. So overall, if you go for the full board date, for 2023, it was $530. In 2024, it is up $23, up to $553 approximately. So just an idea of how inflation may affect you.
Yep,
Uh,
yeah, I was gonna say that is pretty fun, right? And it's not gonna get any cheaper anytime soon. That is for sure. So cool. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh man, I wish my husband would spend 500 some dollars on me on Valentine's Day." So they're gonna be like, "Hey, that guy's doing it right." All right, let's go over to our first ego stock. So UiPath, for the people following along at home, it's ticker PATH. We've had this in our models for a couple weeks now. Since again, Mike came on board, pitched it to us. The investment advisory board team loved it and said, let's go. So Mike, over to you to tell us a little bit more about UiPath.
yes. So UiPath does robotic process automation. And I know that a big topic we heard about last year was AI. How do we get a piece of AI? And UiPath and other competitors of UiPath, what they do is they can connect different systems, legacy systems within a corporation, and utilize AI. So your chat GPT and things like that. And I've had experience with this software and similar competitors as a way, for example, how can we use AI to answer customer service calls instead of having a person type out a response? UiPath is the kind of company that can facilitate that. And what's most importantly is it can do it quickly. And I can't stress that enough. It's not a massive IT project. So that is the thesis behind UiPath. And if you look, let's just look at a 1 month chart. You can see it's gone up and down. I mean, it dropped quite a bit yesterday with that little bit of a inflation rate tantrum, we'll call it, but already today rebounding back up. So believe this is a great company. One of the things that I look for in the ego stocks is a lower market capitalization. So, for example, the difficulty for an Apple or an Amazon or a Google to double in 1 year, I mean, they are massive companies. but a UiPath is about a $14 billion company. So there's definitely a good chance that it can move up exponentially, which is key.
All right. I love it. Click on the 1-year chart. What kind of story does the 1 year tell? Is tech's been on such fire? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. You know, tech's been on fire for sure.
Yep.
Well, cool. Let's switch gears over to Sentinel-1, excuse me, ticker symbol S. Go ahead and show us that chart and tell us why you like it.
Okay. Sentinel-1, cybersecurity. While I wish there was no hackers, I wish there was none of that corporate issues. Cybersecurity is the wave of the future. We have to have cybersecurity. Once again, Sentinel-1 is a smaller player within cybersecurity, but they actually use AI on their endpoints. So endpoint would be the users at the desk. Whatever happens, they use the AI to respond and detect that, any kind of a hack or anything like that. So the market cap for this one is about 9 billion, and it is a smaller version of CrowdStrike, which I also like, but I'm not sharing that one today. But Sentinel-1, just a good example of putting AI to work. On the sad side, when I think about this, the bad guys can use AI too. So when the bad guys use AI to possibly hack our systems, Sentinel-1's something that we can use to fight against it. So if you look at this is the 3-month chart, let me go back to the 1-year chart, and you can see that, it's on the rise.
Yeah, you bet. And I agree, Mike. Cybersecurity is going to be an issue. You would think forever, right? In the military, in the flying world, especially, we called it, the mouse and the mousetrap. As the mouse gets smarter, the mousetraps get better, and then the mouse gets better, and then you keep going back and forth. So you're right. The hackers aren't going anywhere. So therefore, cybersecurity is going to be a necessary expense for all companies out there. And then again, it's how do you play it? So love the individual name. If you remember, if you've been with us here at Ankerstar Wealth for years, I've been using CIBR as a ticker to be able to play the entire space because I personally couldn't pick a best of breed. Again, this is where Mike's looking into the major names that are out there. Sentinel-1 is one of those. You mentioned CrowdStrike. We'll talk about that on another day. But again, really trying to focus in on which ones have the most upside. So, Mike, thank you so much for taking your time this morning to lay out your investment thesis for these. As always, just a reminder on the disclaimer: financial education. Do your own due diligence before you hop into these stocks on your own. But certainly, if you're with Ankerstar Wealth, if you're on the higher end of the risk spectrum, that's where you're going to see these pop up automatically in your portfolio. But if you're interested in one of them, maybe you're at a more medium risk, reach out to your advisor, whoever it is here on the team, and we can get a little piece of this for your portfolio. So that's all I have for this morning. Thank you so much for listening in. Since we're at a new format with both of us, we're going to try to continue this, but we're always open for feedback. We know it's not perfect, but we're always striving for that. So again, let us know what you think, and we'll make it better. With that, we'll see you next time, and enjoy your guys' Valentine's Day. Bye.